This is UMAR AHMED for IFL TV in association with MCK Global. With me, I've got Nisse Sauerland and also German star Abass Baraou. I'll come to you first, Nisse. How are you doing? How are you keeping?
Yeah, doing very well. A little bit bored, eager to get back to action, but safety first and all that. But eager to get going again. I'm sure you are as well.
Yeah, definitely. How about yourself, Abass? Have you been ticking over in the gym where you are?
Not really at the moment. I'm in Berlin, but I get the opportunity to train at the gym outside, but not a boxing gym. But everything is going well.
It's good to hear. Nisse, we know sort of Germany had a really strong hold within boxing years ago, and of course you and your brother were spearheading that outside the ring. Do you think Abass can bring that resurgence back into Germany and European boxing? Do you think he's the next star?
Yeah, I think Abass is definitely the one of the most talented German boxers out there at the moment. I think his style is very exciting, and I think he's got international appeal as well. He's already fought at the O2. He's fought in Dubai. He's been trained by Adam Booth, he's definitely got the international appeal. But of course, Germany is a huge market, and there's been a massive void for a few years now. And I do believe that Abass can fill that void. Like I said, I think he's the most talented fighter coming out of the amateurs. Bronze at the World Championships in a very tough weight class. So I think he's definitely got the tools and also the likability and a good story as well.
Abass, as Nisse just mentioned, you had a very good amateur career, obviously gold at the Europeans, and I think, was it bronze at the Worlds you won as well?
Yes, bronze at the World and gold at the European Championship.
Which one was more satisfying for you?
I think the European gold, because I had really much time to focus for that and have 5 hard fights, and it was a really good time. It was the first big tournament of the year, and after that the World Championship was like 1 month, just a 1 month break. It was the European Championship was more satisfying because I put all my energy in it, and it was great. Well,
having that illustrious amateur background, how do you think you've transitioned so far into the professional ranks?
I think I'm doing well because I started with a really tough opponent, and I fought a lot of experienced guy, and so I was able to learn quickly the change from the amateur to the pro, and I think I'm really happy with the 9 fights now, and I think I made a big step so far.
Nisse, we've got another guest there, have we?
Hey. Sorry, guys, I'm on mute, but this whole homeschooling thing. Yes. Okay. She's got to watch a VTech watch. It's nice. Like the kids' Apple Watch. Very cool. Show everyone. Those people see this. Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice. Chop chop. Yes. Okay, I'm going to do that straight after. Okay, yep. Okay.
I haven't filled my pictures.
Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, bye, baby. All right, good luck.
Homeschool's going well.
I thought I'd lock the door. I closed the door, sorry. She's swung it wide open. Sorry, guys.
No worries, Nisse. No worries. Nisse, Abass says he's a quick learner. How eager are you to push him quickly for the pro ranks, Nisse?
I mean, how many fights have you had? 9 fights now?
Yeah, 9.
9. I mean, I think we're already on the title fights very quickly. I think you had a 10-rounder in the second fight, and he's had 9 fights. He's already fought people like Carlos Molina, along those lines, and it's a bit like a Filip Hrgovic situation where we want to he asked me only for tough fights, or not fights that are going to get him somewhere. He's had enough experience in the amateurs to give him the pedigree to be able to not fight those 4-rounders, those learning fights. I think he's ready to challenge for bigger things already.
Abass, of course, you're working with Adam Booth. You have been for a while now. It's a shame, obviously, this lockdown happened, so you haven't been able to carry that on. But how was the work that you've done with Adam Booth so far, Abass?
It was a really good work. I really enjoyed it. It was like a next step for me, and all my mistake or things I want to get changed. Adam really look at this, and he got answers for my style, and he know how to bring it off, and it was also a good work and a nice combination also.
Of course, Adam's one of the most renowned trainers in world boxing, certainly in British boxing, especially the time he worked with David Haye and George Groves and many other top fighters. How aware were you of Adam Booth before you came to his gym, Abass? Did you know much about him?
Not really. Nisse and the team Sauerland introduced him to me, and I knew he was the trainer of David Haye and Josh Kelly also, Michael Conlan. But I didn't knew much about him. But when I get at the first meet with him, everything works good so far, and we understand each other. And so I want to stay there and work with him.
Yes, of course, we know Abass is a very slick fighter, hit and don't get hit kind of style. So in terms of trainers, was it a pretty simple suggestion to put Adam Booth forward as, that's everything that Adam Booth is about?
Yeah, I think stylistically it's a no-brainer almost. The styles gel nicely together. Sadly, we didn't get to see the work in the ring because of the old corona virus, but I was excited to see it, and look, I do believe, and I don't just say that, I do believe that Abass can go on all the way with the right trainer and win a world title. And I do believe that teaming up with Adam, getting the good sparring with people like Josh Kelly, you can't ask for better preparation. And I think that's something at the moment we lack in Germany, and that is a trainer for the next generation. We have, of course, had Uli Wegner for many years, who is like a legend in Germany, trained the likes of Arthur Abraham and co. But I think there's no one really following in the footsteps with the right amount of charisma, flair, and also technical knowledge and boxing knowledge. And I think that's why I think Adam is a good fit for Abass. And I think, going and working out with such a strong team with people like Michael Conlan, and Josh, I think it's a very professional team and a team of high standards. And I think rather than being, rather surround yourself with those kind of guys than let's say a weaker caliber of fighter. It's better to be part of a strong team where you have to push yourself. You know that your training partner is always going to be giving 110%. So there are no off days, and you need to keep putting the work in, and I think we're going to see that in Abass's next fight.
Nisse, considering Abass is now going to base himself in Surrey with Adam Booth, can we expect to see him a lot in the UK? I know he's going to fight a lot in Germany, but are we going to see him base a lot of his career in the UK in terms of in the ring?
I mean, it's good that Abass has already fought, once at the O2 and like I said before, Dubai. I think these days, fighters, especially, with the DAZN, the ESPN and whatever else, you fight in different countries a lot more than you used to. The world is a lot smaller, or was, sorry, pre-COVID, was a lot smaller, through air travel, through internet, through apps on your phones, through, things are more accessible. And I think that to become a boxing star, It's, you know, of course you have to, number one, focus on your home country, but then it's also important to get that international experience, give people a taste of what you can do internationally, and make sure that people know your name and remember your name. And I think by putting Abass on different shows and keeping him busy in that way, it's an important way of doing this. I think that there are a lot of good opponents as well at light middleweight at the moment, especially you know, in the UK and actually all over. It's a tough division. There's a lot of good fights to make internationally.
Abass, how has the work with Josh Kelly been? Another top amateur that Adam Booth's got.
Yeah, it was a good work. He's a top fighter, and also with the other mates in the gym, also we get good with each other. We train well, and it was a good company. And yeah, I enjoy it to work with top fighters like this, because I've said, like in Germany, like I don't have many opportunities to get such top fighters to train with, and it was really nice. What can I say?
I pay quite a lot to watch that sparring between you and Josh Kelly.
Yeah, this was one of the big, like one of the highlights of the training, and it was, yes, I learned also a lot in the few time in UK, and yeah, it was good.
Nisse, I'll leave the last word with you here. What do you envision for Abass in, you know, the end of this year and in 2021? And when do you think you'll fight for a world title, Nisse?
Well, I mean, number one, let's get rid of this wretched COVID disease or virus or whatever you want to call it. But, you know, I think for Abass, he's had 9 fights. He's world ranked now. I would say middle of next year, we could get a shot at a world title. There's talks of Abass fighting, let's say, Jack Kulkai. You know, it's a good fight, but it needs to be for something. You know, an eliminator or something along those lines. So yeah, we'll as always, the promoter, what we'll do is plan the route, and we'll plan the best route to get to the best fights as quickly as possible, because we have faith in our fighter, and we have faith in the fact that he can go all the way. You know, like I said, we're not wasting time with Abass. We're going straight to the top. That's the aim. And you know, we actually had really good momentum behind us, which is obviously frustrating with the situation we're in at the moment. Hopefully that will be rectifying itself soon, and you're going to hear a lot more from Abass. I know he's beaten up quite a few English amateurs in the past, so remember the name Abass Baraou. All
right, well, Nisse, thanks for joining us, and Abass, thanks a lot for joining us. Best luck for the rest of lockdown in Germany, and obviously Nisse over here, and we'll catch a word with you soon. All right, take care.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much.